Bum, bum, bum. There we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Josie. I'm going to try to do this the best way that I can here, since I've got to control this feed through Zoom. Okay. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome to Eccentric. This video is going to drop a huge packet of information for those who don't know this information or did not research when I shared this information before. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, share my screen here, and we're going to start here first. Okay. Now, I cannot see your comments, but every now and again, I might pop in and check up on it, but I want to just try to get this information out here, okay? Now, here, you are looking at spaceforce.mil. Anything that you see with .mil at the end of it is an official military site, okay? This is the United States Space Force website. So for those of you who are still like slacking, we have a Space Force, just like the Navy, just like the Army, just like the Marines, we have a Space Force, okay? I need you to go to spaceforce.mil and do your research, find out what you need to find out about this Space Force that we have, okay? And I'm telling you this in a certain order for a reason. Okay, then when we move on over to the next piece of information that I have for you, what you are looking at is Virgin, you know, like Virgin Airlines, Virgin Galactic. This is supposedly, from what I understand, the world's first commercial space line. You know, like commercial airlines that people fly here and there on, regular public people. Well, this is an airline that will fly regular public people that have a lot of money, of course, to space. Virgin Galactic, virgingalactic.com. Go to that site, learn what you need to learn. Whatever, you know, you feel like you need to learn. Do your research, okay? Now we're going to move on over to SpaceX. A lot of people know about SpaceX, but I'm sure there's still people that don't. I need you to go to spacex.com, okay, and look at the human flight section, okay, human space flight, right here, okay? SpaceX has been on the scene for a while, shooting all kinds of stuff up into space, satellites and all kinds of stuff, okay? Learn what you need to learn about SpaceX, okay? We're gonna move over to Blue Origin. A lot of people don't know about Blue Origin because it's not actually launched yet. They're still getting investors and people are still chipping in to make this a reality, okay? So I'm gonna read this a little bit. Blue Origin was founded by Jeff Bezos with the vision of enabling a future where millions of people are living and working in space to benefit the Earth. In order to preserve Earth, Blue Origin believes that humanity will need to expand, explore, find new energy and material resources, and move industries that stress Earth into space. Blue is working on this today by developing partially and fully reusable launch vehicles that are safe, low cost, and serve the needs of all civil, commercial, and defense customers. So for those of you who are still like in this bubble, like, okay, UFOs are not real, aliens don't exist, and I still trust the government, blah, blah, blah. If you're still there, nobody can help you. Nobody can help you, okay? Now, I showed you these 1, 2, 3, 4, these first 4 websites for you to go and research and find out everything you need to know, okay? Because we are dealing with lots of extraterrestrial energy coming up in June and July. We are already in disclosure, okay? Everything is being disclosed right now in front of your face. Just because they are not just flat out saying things doesn't mean that it's not happening. Yeah, the government will say, okay, yeah, those are UFOs. We admit it now, even though we knew, and some of y'all knew. We're gonna openly say, okay, yeah, UFOs exist. After years of saying, no, that's not real, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing they haven't done is validate the intergalactic beings that have been here on Earth, or the intergalactic beings that visit here, okay? They're not talking about the actual beings. Oh, but they will. That's what's coming up next. Okay, we start off slowly feeding the public about UFOs and finally saying, okay, yeah, this is a thing. Remember, the government and whoever's trying to run shit, they're damn near 400 years ahead of us. And they tell us when they want to tell us, and they tell us what they want to tell us. So when things like this come out, you got to ask questions. Okay, what the hell is SpaceX doing? What's the agenda behind SpaceX? Learn what they are doing. Read what they say they're doing, and then use your intuition to fill in the blanks, okay? And then why all of a sudden do we have a US Space Force? What is that about? Research, people, okay? And then you got Blue Origin, basically setting up to make space vehicles, all kinds of different space vehicles, because people need to live and work in space. Well, what is it they're not telling you? Because this seems like a really big leap all of a sudden. There's this huge need to be in space, to conquer Mars, to blah, 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 out of nowhere, okay? And we have Virgin Galactic literally saying, hey, you know, just like United Airlines, just like all these other commercial airlines, we are going to let people, you know, that usually fly regular airplanes, we're gonna stick them in a freaking rocket now. Okay, but again, the catch is you gotta have a lot of money. So then who are they trying to get to space then? Because not everybody can go. You know what I mean? Like, this is a commercial airline, but it's galactic, y'all. I know a lot of starseeds understand and know that we are going toward the galactic center. That's where the Earth is going, and this is why we have to ascend with her, right? But we are joining, the Earth is joining a galactic community. So all of the Star Wars, Star Trek, stuff like that, you're gonna see a lot of those vibes coming up, because the beings that have been living here, the beings that have been visiting here, there's going to be contact. We are integrating into a galactic community. It's no longer, oh, Earth is over here and the rest of everything else is just unexplored and undiscovered, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're going to move from vehicles to actual intergalactic beings, interstellar beings, interdimensional beings. Okay, and I know that y'all know what's happening right now. There's a lot more news coming out about UFOs and all this and that. Now it's hot topic because this is disclosure, lovies. It's disclosure, okay? It's happening now. And it's been a soft, what you would call a soft, how do you put it? Like a soft grand opening or whatever, but the hard disclosure is coming up in June and July. There's some things, and there's going to be some confusion because again, they want to control the narrative. They need you to think what they want you to think when they give you this information. They don't want you to think for yourself, okay? So when you do your research, use your intuition to read between the lines. It's very important, okay? So now that we've looked briefly, and I'm sharing my screen so you can see the websites, okay? Now that we've looked briefly at the extraterrestrial side of things, I want to reshare this information again about the Great Reset, okay? Because some of you may have heard about people saying you'll own nothing and be happy, but you may have went to Snopes or something and they said, oh, that's not real, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is the World Economic Forum website right here in your face. This is the issue with a lot of people when they wake up. They don't want to do their research. They just want to listen to other people and what they say. That's bad. That's bad for you and bad for everybody else. Do your research. We need to use the mind that we were given and our intuition to get there, because we still live here. We're still on this planet with these things happening, okay? So this is the Great Reset. This is the page. And look in the browser, you guys, weforum.org/Great Reset, right? This is where you're going to see the actual meeting. What is it called? Davos or whatever. You're going to see the people and they're going to talk, and it's going to be a Zoom meeting and there's going to be a whole bunch of people on it, right? This is where you're going to be able to get the information you need about the Great Reset, okay? But when I found out about this, I found out through Russell Brand's YouTube. This that you see right here on this screen, this ad or video that the World Economic Forum, right there, okay, you see the watermark? This is what they put out, but you can't find it no more. They snatched it back real quick because everybody was like, WTF, like, whoa, what y'all talking about? You know what I mean? It got backlash. So you can't find this video no more. But he has the video within this video, okay? So I suggest y'all go and find this video. I had already shared it with y'all a long time ago, but Spirit has me reiterating this. Go watch this, because they did not say that we're proposing this Great Reset, okay? They're not proposing it. It's not a meeting where they were just talking about it, okay? Let me see here. Let me see where it says it. Blah, blah, blah. Do, 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 do. Da, da, da. I saw it somewhere. Hold on a second. As we enter, I'm gonna just read this out loud. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insights to help inform all of those determining the future state of global relations, the direction of national economies, the priorities of societies, and the nature of business models and management of a global commons. Keyword, global commons. Drawing from the vision and the vast expertise of the leaders engaged across the forum's communities, the Great Reset Initiative has a set of dimensions to build a new social construct that honors the dignity of every human being. Okay, they don't ask for permission and they never will. They're telling you what they're doing. This is not something that may happen. It's something that is happening and has been happening, and they decided at what point they wanted to tell you this. So this is not something where you can be like, oh no, I don't want that. No, this is happening, okay? Everything is about controlling the energy, controlling the narrative. Everything is about directing energy. If you see everything from an energetic standpoint, it is about transmutation. This is about changing of the energies. So even if something that you perceive to be negative is happening, the energy is just the energy. You can change that energy. So even if something set out to be negative, it can be transmuted. Okay. All righty, let me go over to our chat here. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Lexi. Hey, Sarah. So I wanted to, you know, start off by sharing that bit of information with you, loves. Now let me go to, yeah, I'm here. I wanted to share that little bit of information with you, loves, because y'all need to understand, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter what you think or feel or whatever, these things are happening, and they're happening with disclosure. This is no longer a situation where we're talking about, oh, what do you say? You know, aliens are coming and we're standing on the roofs of skyscrapers talking about take me and all this and that. No, this is not the, you know, 2000, and this is not the 70s. We are actually here now, where there is tangible evidence, where these things are right here in your face, because this is how they've always worked, right in plain sight, programming you to be okay with stuff that you would morally not be okay with. Okay. And basically working through inversion. They take something and they invert it. I'm telling you, they work like this all the time. Okay, they invert stuff. And you've got to be able to see where the truth is and see where there's an inversion, okay, of the truth. Because, you know, that inversion that they're doing is what causes the confusion, okay? Naturally it causes confusion, and then they antagonize the situation with the narrative to cause different dimensions of confusion. It starts with the inversion and then they go from there. So if you don't research and if you don't listen to your intuition, then you're not gonna know what parts to keep and what parts to say, no, I'm not down with that. Because this is not a black and white cut and dry situation. You know, we are literally creating heaven on earth, for those of you who are not caught up. So this is not a situation where we're just gonna throw the planet away and start anew. No, we're on the planet that we're making new. Okay, the planet itself is making itself new, and we're having to also adjust to that process. And a lot of us are here specifically for that process, okay, to assist in helping humanity keep up with this process of becoming new, different, but in a positive way, because there's negative agendas and there's more, a couple of levels of the opposite of the positive outcome of this that we're having to transmute right now. This is why at the very base, we tell people, starseeds, light workers, hold the light, be grounded when you can't do nothing else. That's all you need to do at a very basic level. But for those of you who haven't stepped in your purpose, holding the light and being grounded could be difficult if you haven't done your shadow work, if you haven't faced certain things in your practical life, if you haven't let go of certain people and certain things, you are not able to hold a large light quotient, because you still have things within you that need to be released. And fear has no place where love resides. A lot of this energy is pure, divine love, okay? And if you are still harboring resentment and attached to this and that and this and that, you're not gonna have that very mystical experience of pure divine love. And you won't even understand what holding the light means. You won't understand anything from a higher point. If you're lacking integrity, the light doesn't need to lie. Third dimensional rules don't apply in higher dimensions because there is no need for manipulation and lies. The truth literally sets you free and manifests things faster for you. So there's this switchover that has to happen. Down in denser frequencies, you gotta lie and manipulate because that's the denser frequencies, that's what they're made of. Lies and manipulation. So you have to be what you are in those lower frequencies. You have to, you know, there's that feedback of the innate energies, right? But when you have released all of that and allowed yourself to become lighter, they should say lighter, then you're able to stay in your truth, have your integrity, and be grounded in love, and still manifest like a boss. You see what I mean? And your hands are clean, okay? This is where you want to get if you're not there yet. Free of guilt, free of a lot of things, okay? Those energies that have made it to that point are able to hold a large light quotient, okay? What else are we supposed to be telling these beautiful souls in the now? There's a lot of extraterrestrial energy coming up in the next 2 months, June and July. You're going to hear about a lot of stuff coming out today. As I shoot this video is the last 555 peak in this 555 portal of May, okay? And then today, Saturn also goes retrograde. And we are in Mercury retrograde's shadow right now at the same time, okay? And then a couple of days from now, because energy doesn't start and stop, it merges. We have a total lunar eclipse happening, literally in like 3 days. So you may be feeling that energy as well. Okay, there is a lot going on. You're going to be seeing beings because a lot of us are going to be getting contact now with beings. It's no longer about seeing that thing in the sky that you can't explain. You're about to be having dreams. You're about to be seeing beings with your eyes, with your third eye. You cannot be afraid. If you are having that experience, you must be at the vibration to be having that experience, okay? And I cannot stress to you enough, get rid of anything that may be hindering you in your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, your aura, okay? Because when these visitors show up in your life, you need to be able to discern what visitor is positive and what visitor is negative. And if you're holding crap, you're not going to be able to see straight. And then everything's just going to be negative to you and you're going to have a horrible experience, okay? There is no place for fear where love resides. So a lot of you in a practical way need to be digging into that self-love. You need to be listening to them affirmations daily. You need to be training your subconscious mind with affirmations, changing the way that you speak, forgiving people, loving on yourself, taking care of yourself, letting yourself off the hook, that is the quickest way to be able to discern and also commune with your spiritual team on the other side. You got to get out of your own way first. It's very, very important. If you already have this idea that you're constantly going to have to be aware that there's some negative energy out there, if you plan on meditating, if you plan on astral traveling or whatever you want to do, but you have this huge whole like mental compartment that says, yeah, you can do this, but watch out for that and watch out for that, don't do it at all, because you're going to have a negative experience. If you don't understand that you are protected at all times through just basically from being born, because you are a child of source, okay, and you walk with source within you, if you have not come to that knowing and you're still feeling like you have to highly protect yourself before you do certain things, you should not be doing that thing, okay? Because you are going to create, yes, it came from you. You're going to create a negative experience. Like I told y'all before, yes, there's negative energies out there that other people created. Yeah, you may run across them, but if you are ready and you are not holding fear, when you run across them, it's not going to be perceived the way it would if you were holding fear, okay? You won't, they say, compound upon the experience. You won't get into it. You won't stretch that experience out. You will notice it, you will observe it, and you won't be bothered, okay? A lot of times when people are being attacked, so-called attacked, it's because they are literally compounding upon the experience. Hey, Martin. You are literally, you see this ugly creature thingy, right? The moment you see it, if you get scared, okay, that's when it starts chasing you. It was just there minding its own business at first, but you noticed it. And then you started creating this crazy experience. But if you're in a place of love, right? And you're out there in the cosmos floating around for whatever reason, and you see these things that are not necessarily pleasant, you understand the law of oneness. You understand that you're good and you're protected. And it's one of those situations like somebody who has a phobia of bugs or snakes or anything like that. A lot of times we will tell our children, we will tell other people, that bug is just minding its own business. That bug don't want you. It's the same situation. That thing was minding its own business. And the moment you attached to it, yeah, let's get real, people, you attached to that thing. It did not attach to you. The moment that you noticed, became aware of this thing that's supposedly coming after you and attacking you and all this and that, that's the moment you started creating, because you are a co-creator, okay? You started creating this whole scenario where this thing is coming after you and trying to get you. And for those of you who are having issues with not being able to get far in meditation or in astral travel or whatever spiritual work you're trying to do, because every time you go in or try to go in, you feel like something is taunting you or making fun of you, blah, blah, blah. The only way that you're going to find out the root of that is if you stay there and actually have the experience that's trying to play out instead of creating the experience that you have. Because a lot of times, like when you're in a dream, or if you are in a meditation, right? And, you know, a lot of people come to me and they say, something's always chasing me. Well, have you ever decided to just stop running and see what it does? A lot of people are afraid to die in their dreams. There's a superstition that if you die in your dreams, you're going to die like in real life, or you're not going to wake up. No, I die in my dreams all the time. So does my 13-year-old, soon to be 13-year-old Jaden. We die in our dreams all the time. Don't be afraid to die in your dream, okay? It's a form of transformation. okay? You have to see what's going to play out, okay? You have to see what's going to play out, and you're not allowing yourself to do it. As long as you, and here's the thing, being in this physical reality, having that primal root chakra fight or flight reaction here in the physical is what has to be switched. Because when you're in the spiritual world, that fight or flight switch that causes your physical body to tense up and you're ready to like survive and fight and all this and that, is actually the opposite. So if you run across something that looks threatening or feels threatening, I prefer you go off of your feelings, not the way it looks, because that's your discernment right there. If an energy feels threatening, you're still not gonna, what a lot of people do, rebuke it and start saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff, because you're saying that stuff out of fear, okay? Here's how to handle that situation. You see something, it doesn't feel good. Immediately drop down into your heart space and shield yourself with love. Okay? And then literally simply say, please go in peace. And that's it. Breathe it out, have your moment, and change your focus to something else. Practice it, it works. Okay, what else was I gonna tell you guys? Because y'all are about to, whether you like it or not, whether you wanted to what we call see dead people or not, you're going to experience some things coming up. And the last thing I want is a whole bunch of phone calls, emails, and all this and that about, oh my God, I seen this ghost, this thing is trying to kill me. Oh my God, I got abducted and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear all of that. Because you know what to do. You already know what to do, okay? There's gonna be some wild stuff that happens to you. It's okay. Be in a space of love. It's not happening to you just randomly. There's a reason it's happening to you and not the person next to you, okay? Watch what you think and say. Manifestation is very, very fast right now. I'm telling you, like I said, you can't be arguing with people. You can't be holding grudges and all this and that. You better learn to forgive, okay? And a lot of people say, oh, I'll forgive, but I won't forget. You better learn to forget. This is a whole nother reality. You better learn to forget. You better learn to reset, literally create a whole nother life that you had with that individual that hurt you, okay? You better create a new reality over that old one. Because it's not enough to just forgive and not forget now, because again, that baggage is there and it will hold you down. You do not want to be sandbagged, okay? You're really gonna have to, it's funny because before we were getting a lot of help formatting our brains to not remember things the same way, the painful stuff. Now we're actually learning how to format our own brains on our own, okay? So you will find that if you decide that you want to forget something or if you want to change something, and a lot of this is quantum, you want to change something, all you have to do is have the intention. All you have to do is literally, like if you were a kid and you were creating a scenario, playing with dolls or playing some kind of role-playing game, you have the scenario that actually happened, and then you decide to go to the very beginning of that scenario and you say, okay, while it's playing out, while you're observing it and allowing it to play out, you're making changes, like if you're editing a book. Okay, and then this happened, but that really didn't happen. This is what actually happened. Yeah, and you keep going through the whole thing, let it play out and do your edits, and then be done with it. And I'm telling you, you will think about that situation less, you would think about that person less, and you won't be triggered. and you will have joy in your heart, and you will smile and you will laugh. You will be free. Okay, this is the work. A lot of people don't want to do it. They don't want to do it, but it's okay. In your own time. I tell a lot of people this, in your own time. This video was supposed to be about me sharing my dreams with you. So we're going to get out of that beautiful channel that I was just in. And we're going to move on over to me sharing these dreams. I don't just look at stuff on the internet or hear people's stories and be like, oh my God, yes, that is the truth. No, I move toward what resonates with me, as should you. So if you're having an experience and then you see some news article or some video, or you hear somebody talk about something that matches the experience that you have, then that is confirmation of your truth, okay? So a lot of the things that I'm about to share with you, and a lot of the things that I have shared with you, I've only shared them because I've gotten so much confirmation over and over again from the initial point of truth that was just between me and the spiritual realm, okay? And your truth will reign. It will ring over and over again, and it will echo in the universe, your truth. And when a ripple goes out, it comes back. It will continue to speak to you and be reinforced. I love the way that they're going with this. I'm like, all right, we doing it today. I want to show y'all something. This is a stack of, I can't even do it right. This is a stack of paper. Sometimes I write my dreams down. Sometimes I do voice to text and I email them to myself. And sometimes I'll do voice to text in Google Keep. So I have dreams like everywhere. It's not organized, y'all. It's not. And when I first decided to do this video, what I did was I sat down and I tried. I said, okay, I'm gonna look for specific dreams and I'm gonna share those. And I wanna make sure that they see the dates that I had this dream, you know. And I thought that's gonna take too long. You know, for the video's sake, I can't be looking, it would take me all day to find these particular dreams that I've had, okay? So I decided not to do it that way. I decided to just share key details about certain dreams that I've had, okay? Because I don't have time and you don't either. So what I do want to tell you is that I wanna do the Donald Trump section first and get that out of the way. Around 2017, I may have had this dream where Trump was at a park with screens behind him and he was at a podium and there were chairs in front of him, but there was nobody sitting in those chairs, okay? And it seemed as if it was nighttime. And basically what he was doing was he was disclosing to the world all of the heinous, horrible crimes that had been happening. And he was showing stuff on those screens, okay? So I know that it hasn't happened yet. I know that he's gonna say some things, okay? He was chosen to do just that. But again, you know, I'm not for or against anybody, but he talks, and isn't he a Gemini? There's messages in the mess that he is, just put it like that, okay? So I had that dream. And then I had a dream where he was holding a press conference inside of Walmart. I don't know what that was about either, okay? I had a dream where, and this dream, this one I'm about to tell you about was recent. Donald Trump was running from people, they were chasing him, trying to get his phone. And he ran into the ocean, phone and all, trying to get away from these people. And he did get away. And when he got out of the ocean, even with his phone all broke up and wet and stuff, he still was able to, I don't know what he did, release some information or tell somebody something. So this man, regardless of how you feel about him and how much of a mess he is a messenger. This man has a key part in disclosure, okay? But you have to have the ears to hear. And you gotta like sit through all the rest of that crap, okay? Now, also, I've had dreams where there were military planes. Military planes are military on US soil, shooting at people in residential areas, okay? Don't know what's up with that, but those are the dreams that are hard for me to forget, okay? I've had dreams where I was literally like making trades for ibuprofen. I was with a group of people and I was literally bartering for ibuprofen. Why would I have to do that? What state are we gonna be in where I have to barter for like pain medicine? Okay. I've had dreams where I've seen currency that I've never seen before. $70 bills. What is this? It wasn't a US dollar either. It was white. And I think it had a blue line going down. Don't know. Okay. I've had dreams where a Black Hawk helicopter came down, told everybody to make way, and a ship comes down. And the military personnel from the helicopter have a clipboard and we're calling people by name to get on the ship, okay? And then I recently had a dream literally a couple of weeks ago where there was a crap load of ships in the sky. And I guess some smaller ships or beings or whatever were coming down and literally like coming to people's like front doors. Okay. So this UFO stuff, this alien stuff, this starseed stuff is not just me like riding the boat or whatever you want to say it. I don't know how to say that. A lot of us are not from here and we know it because only our essence is here. We're not fully here. Okay. It is not easy being in this reality, not at all. But we have to play the game. We have to hold the light. We got to be grounded. We got to anchor, all of that good stuff. And sometimes the only time we get to really enjoy being at home is when we're asleep or in meditation. That's how we recharge, right? I've had dreams where people were going through some kind of artificial awakening, where they lay down on this thing like 4 at a time. And like somehow the government had figured out how to like send them through this artificial process. And they would have to get in these hazmat suits with the little window and shit, and they have to lay down on this thing. And I understood that it was some kind of man-made awakening process, okay? And then I've had dreams where I'm on a plane that takes off like a helicopter, it just goes up and then flies, okay? I've had dreams where I was literally on a plane, but I don't know, it might have been a ship, but we were all wearing like these pajamas that look like a gray color. We were all wearing the same thing. And then in that same dream, because I think that plane crashed, I don't know, I assumed I died in that dream. But again, allow yourself to stay there so you can see what happens. All I know is I was on the plane and I was going to sleep. Next thing you know, I'm in clothes walking around in some place that I'm not familiar with. And in that dream, I was practicing walking through doors and falling through the floor, like on a multi-level building, being upstairs and falling through the floor. I was practicing that. A lot of my dreams are lucid. You know, I levitate. I don't like flying because I don't like to move fast, but I levitate in a lot of my dreams. But yeah, so when I tell y'all about this stuff, it's not because I heard it from somewhere. It's because it resonates. And I wait until certain times to say certain things because a lot of my dreams take about a year to happen. But all of this that I'm telling you right now about disclosure is close. It ain't gonna be a year from now, okay? Don't get it twisted. It is upon us, okay? Go do your research. Keep a dream journal. This is not the time for you to be confused about your intuition. This is not the time for you to be confused about who's right and who's wrong. That's part of the game. Don't worry about who's right and who's wrong. Choose what you resonate with and go with that. Okay? And always get information. If you really need that much validation, get information from multiple sources. Don't just keep one source and just listen to that thing. You know, you can keep that source, but fact check yourself across a few different sources. Sometimes if I have a dream, and then somebody calls me and they say they had a dream that's similar to mine, I'll be like, cool. And then I'll wait though, before I really like claim the situation as it is, the way that I think it is. I'll wait until I get that confirmation 2 more times before I say, yep, this is what I think it is. Because some dreams are premonitic, some dreams are symbolic. Again, when you send the wave out, it'll come back to you. So that also helps, you know, when you think something, but you're not sure, you'll see it a couple of more times so you can really like ground that energy, okay? Oh yeah, it's gonna be really, really lit, Lexi. That corporate ship. But yeah, I needed to like dump this. This is a dump, okay, for you guys. I have lots of freaking dreams. So, you know, people try to get me these little cute dream journals that are all structured, talking about what did you dream about, how did you feel, and all this and that. Sometimes my dream take up 2 whole pages. Because sometimes at the most, like the most dreams that I've had in one night are 5. I've had to recall 5 dreams because it just shifts from one reality to the next to the next. I require a lot of paper. That's why I started emailing it and doing voice to text. Okay, if you want to remember your dreams, just make the intention and keep water and pen and paper next to you at night when you're sleeping. Oh, they'll come. I've got Venus and Mercury in my 12th house as well. So that's helpful, right? Other than that, I'm gonna let y'all go. I believe that's all for now, but y'all are gonna see me more because stuff is about to get wild, and I'm just letting y'all know I'm here as much as I can be here. I'm still feeling it, going through these ascension symptoms, just like y'all. Love to you all, discernment to you all, protection, of course, to you all, knowing to you all. Have a beautiful day, loves. I gotta stop the thing. I gotta get to it.